No matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what the heck is going on? Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports. You are watching the Raiders Report. If you want to get your questions on the show, you got to use hashtag Raiders, or you can go ahead and super chat. I also want to make this point. I want to give a special love to all the moms out there, and I want to say Happy Mother's Day, and to my beautiful mother, Marlene Brady, I love you to the world and back. I'm excited for us to be able to go out in Las Vegas, but just like Alec Ingold said at the 2021 NFL Draft, call up your mother. Get her some flowers. Tell her that you love her. Mother's Day is right around the corner if you're watching this live, and if you watch this a little bit later date, it's going to be out on Mother's Day. So go tell your mom you love her. Shout out to all the moms out there. All right, I got a super chat coming in here from Drew. Does Hayward signing entice Melvin Ingram to come to Vegas? Do we still want Ingram? Love the show, Mitch. And by the way, DC is my quarterback. Hey, DC's my quarterback as it stands right now as well. But does Melvin Ingram come to Vegas? It might entice him a little bit. However, I don't see the Raiders going out and making this move. By them going out and getting somebody like Kuntz, to me says that they're going to be okay at the edge position. And if I'm going to go out and get a veteran edge rusher, I like Ingram a lot. He knows the Bradley system. But give me somebody like Justin Houston. Give me a player who's been able to stay healthy. Give me a player who's been a lot more productive. And the numbers that you see on screen, sometimes our system gets a little bit wonky. Those are actually Derek Carr's passing stats. But, it's all good. All I'm saying is this. Justin Houston is the guy I would rather go out and get. But it's a very good question. All right, let's go to Dolmite. What up, my dude? Not sold on Hayward. Every time we sign proven talent, it's a bust, whether it's scheme, big contract, or something else. No trust in the office. All I'm going to say is this. I am going to give a lot more confidence to this Gus Bradley system because it's a lot simpler. Paul Guenther's issue was this. He was a good defensive-minded guy, which I know, it sounds weird. But do you ever meet somebody that's so damn smart that they don't know how to explain things to other people? Like that was Guenther's problem. He was so intelligent that he didn't know how to break down certain things to players. When I go and I talk to other Raiders guys, players that said, what was the biggest problem with Guenther's defense? There was so much going on. It was so complicated, and that's why you saw all the breakdowns in coverage. The Bradley system, much more simple, and the fact that you get some of these other players here, I think is going to be a good thing. So I get the frustrations from all the years past that we bring in guys, but the Bradley system, it's a lot different. All right, we got the real Ant-Man. I don't know how you got that nickname. Lots of Rodgers trade rumors. Let's say the Raiders get Rodgers, okay? But Green Bay doesn't want Carr because of Jordan Love. So who would trade for Carr? So I'm actually glad you brought this up. So, Sam, if you could bring up some Carr trade destinations. This is actually something I talked about a little bit earlier on here. So once Sam gets those ready, we'll be able to pull them up. Shout out to Sam here. Everyone go down in the comments and spam it. So here were the teams I think, if the Raiders were to trade for Rodgers, these would be the teams interested. I know you said no Jordan Love, but I don't think Jordan Love is really all that good, so I still think Green Bay could be interested, plus Devontae Adams connection there. The Philadelphia Eagles, I don't believe in Jalen Hurts. They were also interested in Marcus Mariota. There's a part of me that thinks that, guess what, they just kind of wanted to see what Carr's value was. The New York Jets, they wouldn't start Carr. They maybe put him behind Zach Wilson, or maybe they would want Zach Wilson to be able to learn behind him. The New Orleans Saints and the Washington football team. So if you guys got a question, if you ever want to hit me up, seriously, the easiest way to do it is to subscribe and join our live mailbags. We go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific, or when there's breaking news like, I don't know, Casey Hayward signing, we will be able to break it all down for you. That's the link below. Hit the notification bell underneath the video. Turn on the notifications on. That way you don't miss a thing. All right, we got Anthony Cornwall. What up, dude? Even though he's just one player, Casey keeps us in the playoff hunt. It is one player, and I don't know if one guy on defense necessarily is that big of an impact unless it's like an Aaron Donald, a Khalil Mack. I know, still hurts, but he is going to be able to help this young team a lot, and he's going to be able to help a young team learn a new defense. That's a critical thing, especially when you consider how bad the defense was last year. Ignacio, you're next up here on the Raiders Report. Appreciate all the supers. What's one player you would consider untouchable in a potential trade for either Aaron or Julio Jones? I mean, honestly, y'all, there's never somebody who's, untouchable if the deal's good enough. I obviously don't want to trade Max Crosby. I don't want to trade Cleveland Ferrell. I don't even really want to trade Mullen. And I definitely don't want to trade somebody like Darren Waller. However, even Colt Miller, if there's a certain deal that's sweet enough, if you can go out and get one of the best players in football, you got to sometimes make arrangements for it. Would I want to give up certain guys? No. But it's the NFL. I'll say that nobody is off limits. Let's go to Bolt Patrick here. You listed Tanner Muse as a loser in one of your videos. Could the Raiders trade him? What would they get? Here's the issue. Like, I know the Raiders drafted Muse round 300 overall. If you're going to move on from Muse, I mean, you can save $815K, but you have to cut him after June 1st. And for this team, like, if you do decide to move on from him, maybe that's what they go with. I think the only way they do that is if he's not 100% healthy, but all the reports that I personally see is that he is healthy. Now, if they want to decide to trade him, I mean, what are you going to get for him? I mean, I'd actually be pretty shocked if a team gave up a 6th, maybe get a 7th-round pick for him. I mean, if you could get a 5th-rounder, I would do that in a heartbeat. Like, and I like Muse. He's a good player, but he's just a special teams guy. So, when you went out, you got Divine Diablo. I mean, we just have to face the facts. Tanner Muse is a special teams player at the absolute best at this point. All right, but what do you guys think? Should the Raiders cut Muse? If I told you right now you could cut Muse and save $815K, would you do it? Y for yes or N for no? I am going to sit here and I'm going to type my N for no. Do I think he's really ever going to live up to the hype? No. But save, you got to give him a shot. You got to give him 1 full year, see what he can do, and he can be a good special teams player, which is a very important role. Let's go to Christopher. What's up, Chris? Any chance we have both Sherman and Hayward? I would be absolutely shocked if it ended up happening. I just don't know if the Raiders have enough money. I know we got Hayward for a 1-year, $4 million deal, or up to $4 million, but if you decide to play Hayward at nickel, which is the route I would go, maybe Sherman still wants to come here, but he's still going to be able to weigh out his options. And the fact that he's talking to 5 other teams right now tells me that he's still going to try to get a big payday. And I just don't know if the Raiders have the ability or are going to be able to give him a big payday. But I appreciate your question. All right, let's go to Dolomite. Crosby will be best served, and I am shocked you are for the Leatherwood pick. Amazing when we do our homework how that changes. See, it's not. See, my homework never changed on Leatherwood. My opinion stays the same. It's how the rest of the draft fell. Alex Leatherwood, to me, was not a first-round caliber player. He was 32 overall, so maybe technically I guess he was. But there was other offensive tackles that I would have rather had. When I found out that Christian Darrisaw didn't want to play left tackle, okay, that makes it a little bit higher on Leatherwood. I still would have rather had Tevin Jenkins. Samuel Cosme's a little bit of a throw in the air, but if they wanted Leatherwood because of his run-blocking ability, because of his size, and the fact that he would play anywhere, cool. I'm also okay with it because we were able to get Merrick in the 2nd round. If you were to tell me at the beginning of the draft day, you get Merrick in round 1, Leatherwood round 2, ecstatic, absolutely ecstatic. You need to look at it as the complete picture, but it's all good. All right, Dolomite. Love the new live chats with people like Alfredo. Needs to be a permanent thing. So we can probably start doing like that stuff a little bit more. I know we used to do it in the off season. We used to bring people on. When it comes to May, when it comes to June, July, we're always going to be coming up with new ideas and stuff. So if you guys like the idea of doing more Zooms, I'll talk to my bosses. I'll talk to Sam. I'll talk to the rest of the team here. Maybe we can coordinate something. But I do promise you this. If you guys send in big enough super chats, they literally won't be able to say no. All right, now today's show presented by Panda Sups. Use code Hayward. The guy that owns Panda Sups is a die-hard Raiders fan. He was hyped about the Casey Hayward signing, and he's given 40% off on his entire website. If you want some new products, hey, we got you covered. Also, if you spend over $100, okay? If you spend over $100, you're going to get a free Panda Sups hat. So these hats are usually about a $25 value. If you go to pandasups.com, got to use code Hayward, save 40%. If you go ahead and do that and spend over $100, you also get a free hat. If you have any recommendations, or I guess if I can give any recommendations, if you got a sweet tooth, try the protein. Fruity cereal, chocolate are actually my 2 favorites. The vanilla goes great with literally just about everything. If you get done working out and you're feeling a little bit sore, take a scoop of the Recovery BCAAs. It's a great way to stay hydrated as well. Maybe you did a heavy night of drinking. Maybe Kenyon Drake signed. I don't know. Maybe you did the NFL draft party and you need a little pick-me-up. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That's exactly what I did. Let's go ahead, take all their amazing products. If you have any questions and you want to ask me, you can always hit me up on Instagram, MitchellRens365. You can also hit them up on IG at Panda Sups because they're always on there talking, recommending, and remember, the guy that owns this site is a Raiders fan, so he's more than happy to give some love to y'all. PandaSups.com, code Hayward in the comments and in the description. What up, Zornell? If we sign Sherman, then we cut or trade both starting cornerbacks. No. You're not cutting or trading Arnett. You're not going to cut or trade Mullen. Like, as much as I don't really like Arnett the person, excuse me, you're not moving on from him. Like, you got to face it. You drafted him in round 1. To move on from him is probably going to cost you like $7-8 million in dead cap. You don't move on from a first-round pick, not after a year or two. You let him sit around. You let him marinate for a little bit. Look at it a lot like the way they handle Garyon Conley. It's probably the way they're going to handle a guy like Damon Arnett. All right, N.A. Warrior. Shout out to my son, Anthony Stone. Raider Guerrera just took him out on the tour. It was badass. Let's go Raiders. Shout out to Anthony Stone, Raider Guerrera. Appreciate it. How was the tour? Scale from 1 to 10. I'm trying to go. Let's go to Peaches. How many chunky head for Merrick winning Defensive Rookie of the Year? I'll give it 1 chunky head at this personal point. I'd say that it's pretty peachy, and I like your idea behind this, but it's hard to be able to win the reward as a defensive player when you play in the secondary unless you have a lot of picks, which is possible. It just usually goes to a defensive player. Now, this was a year that not a lot of defensive guys went high, right? So if there's like not a lot of sacks, we'll see. But I'd probably give it only 1 chunky head at this point. Let's go to Joshua Flores. Pickle Rick. Marquette King showed up randomly to a Raiders party here in Vegas. He says he wants to be a Raider again. How do you feel about that? I'm okay with A.J. Cole. I know Marquette King's been trying to become a Raider for a long, long time. My remark to him would be you shouldn't have, pissed away your relationship with John Gruden. You shouldn't have done all those things earlier on. I don't know if Marquette King still has it in him, but I also know A.J. Cole did a pretty good job. I mean, if he was willing to come in and be a lot cheaper, sure, it's a different option there. All right, let's go to Rustin Long. Raiders! Raider Nation, may the 4th be with you. So, do you guys like Star Wars? So again, today we are filming this on May 4th. Do you guys like Star Wars? Y for yes and for no. May the 4th be with you. So here's a take. I'll be honest, I've never seen Star Wars. And it's one of those things, I don't watch a lot of TV. Growing up as a kid, my dad didn't really let me watch TV or movies in general. Always went outside. Maybe that's like a small town vibe kind of thing. But I don't know, man. I think they're a little bit overrated. I see some people in the comments a little bit mad at me right now, but I've never seen a Star Wars movie. I maybe have seen like clips here and there, but I'm curious. Why for yes and for no? I know a lot of people are probably not going to like my take, but hey, that's what you're going to get here once in a while on the Raiders Report. All right, next Super Chat's coming in from, it's just a question from Phil. Do you think we could trade Carr for a first? What team would you see giving up a first for him? I'm saying if Matthew Stafford went for 2 firsts and change, you better be able to get at least a first-round pick. Shit, you better get 2 first-round picks for Derek Carr. If I'm being honest with y'all, if there's a team to give up that draft capital as it stands right now, it's not a very good situation, especially because it's after the NFL draft. So in terms of getting 2 first-round picks now, probably not likely. But the teams that would be the most likely to go out and trade for him, I'm going to say the Packers if we swap with Rodgers. The New York Jets, probably the Saints could throw in there. I mean, those are probably the teams. Also, the Philadelphia Eagles. That's the route I'm going. All right, Zornell, you think the Raiders pick up CF5, Cleveland Ferrell 5-year option after no sacks? I believe that the Raiders end up picking up Cleveland Ferrell's 5th-year option. Now, he needs to continue to get better like he did this past year. If he puts up the numbers that he did the past 2 seasons, then no, it's not going to happen. It's just going to be too much money. Plus, he's going to want to be paid probably like $10 million plus. Maybe 12, 13 million plus. That's not the route I'm going to go, but I am confident with a guy like Yannick Ngakoue. I'm confident with a healthy Max Crosby, and you continue to add more and more talent around this defense. Guys like Klee are going to get better, but in terms of picking up the 5th-year option, we're only here in year 3. Let's go to King Higgins. Here is an idea. I love ideas, King. Trade Carr to Washington for 2 first-round picks. Use those 2 first-rounders on our 23rd for Rodgers, can still build the defense. Here's the issue. I don't see Washington giving up 2 firsts. Like, is Carr an upgrade over Ryan Fitzpatrick? Yes, he is. But they also went out and got a guy like Fitzpatrick in free agency. You're just not – I don't think you get 2 first-round picks at this point because it's after the draft. As much as I would love to get 2 firsts for Carr, it's just not going to happen. All right, got a super coming in from Rustin. I said every $20 super chat, we'll go ahead and take a drink. So hang on a sec. Did we get the Dolomite one that said, when are you drinking? We did? Okay, so Dolomite and Rustin Long. I'll be honest, I don't remember the Dolomite X one, so give me a sec. I drank? All right. Oh, when the fireball hits. Everyone, if you're over 21, let me know what you're drinking down there in the comments section. If you want to get to know me a little bit better, hit me up on IG at MitchellRentz365. I'll probably be doing an IG live coming up here either this week or during the weekend. Hell, I might even do one tonight because my girlfriend Alex, she's going to some birthday dinner. So if you're watching this live, you know what? I think I'm going to go live on Instagram tonight. So hit me up on IG at MitchellRentz365. Let's go to this question coming in here from Diego Mendoza over the Mendoza line. What does that baseball reference mean? Mitch, predict where's going to be our defense and offense out from the 32 teams? Okay. I'm thinking offense, let's go like 13th, 14th best. Defense, let's go like 15th best. And a position in our conference and our division, I'll say second. Is that fair? Let's go to OC Run. Why haven't the Raiders extended Jacobs yet? Because he's a running back and it's his third year. This is going to be a very unpopular opinion, but if Josh Jacobs asks for anything more than $10 million a year, I'm simply going to say, no, you don't do it because running back is a very easily replaceable position. You don't want to be put in a situation where you got a running back making all this money and a little bit later on. But you also have to remember that year they have a lot of tough decisions to make with Cleveland Ferrell, Jonathan Abram, Max Crosby, a lot of money to be able to go around. But in terms of extending Jacobs, it's the running back position. It's a little bit different.